2020 was a rough year for everyone. Games were delayed, E3 got cancelled, but even though it was a shit year, we still had some amazing games come out. This year started off with Animal Crossing and Doom Eternal, which were two of the most hyped up games last year, which released to amazing reception. Animal Crossing being people's game of the year, hosting things from graduations to protests, even though it has characters that look like this, and have names like Moose, who is actually not a moose character, but is a rat. But it's still a very good game that I recommend you buy if you have a Switch. We also had Fall Guys a few months later, which was the most popular game until it wasn't. Speaking of Battle Royales, we also had Spellbreak, which was also a unique spin on the Battle Royale genre, allowing you to use spells instead of guns, which I really liked. And of course, we also had Among Us take over and become the cultural phenomenon it is. I actually had a lot of fun playing this with friends. Sure, it's boring if you have none, but you can't ignore the passion and creativity that Innersloth puts into their titles. Among Us and the Henry Stickmin collection being great examples of that. Danganronpa is a game series that I felt incredibly blessed to discover last year, being incredible murder mysteries on the surface and profound works that dissect the human condition underneath. It's less of a game, more like a visual novel with gaming elements, but still very good games. I really like them, and if you're that kind of guy who likes anime stuff and all that weeb shit, then I would definitely give it a try. Valorant is basically Overwatch and CS:GO combined, and while that may sound good, it's really not. It actually doesn't sound good. It sounds awful. It's not really good. Valorant. The Demon's Souls remake came out last year, and it was one of the games I was actually looking forward to, as my friend is always talking about it. I'm not really good at the Soulsborne games at all, but since my friends are into them, I am too. That being said, I haven't played it, but it looks pretty good, especially when you consider that the game is still broken as it was 11 years ago. Cyberpunk somehow came out this year, but not on PS5. KFC tried to make a console, still waiting to see how that goes for them. Astro's Playroom looks like a lot of fun, having a lot of PlayStation references throughout the ages, but I don't have a PS5, so... I played a little Sea of Thieves and Shotgun Farmers, which is a game where if you shoot the ground, the bullet just grows into another gun. I also got into PokeMMO, which is an MMO that uses the ROMs for Pokemon games, and it turns it into this multi-regional experience that you can just soak so much time into, you know. It's an MMO. I bought a GameCube this year, so now I can finally play Mario Party 7, which I have for some reason because a few years ago my teacher just found it in her desk randomly and gave it to me. The only thing is that I don't have any friends to play it with because of current events. But I did play Pokemon Coliseum, which was actually one of the few times Pokemon dared to do something different. One of the few turn-based Pokemon games to be released on a home console is still touted to this day as having some of the best animations and mechanics, even though it came out 17 years ago and was released on a purple lunchbox. Now is the time you've been waiting for. Evanblaze's 5 favorite games of 2020. Animal Crossing is a great game that I already talked about a lot in my video, which you should go watch after this. I think it really came out at the right time, and their strategy of monthly updates really kept people interested. I love decorating and improving my town, and also getting to meet new people. Animal Crossing New Horizons is definitely one of the best games of the year. Final Fantasy VII Remake is a game that I put so much effort into beating so I could make a video only to be a wimp and not do that, and instead make a half-assed video on Ghost of Tsushima. But I still love the combat, the music, the visuals, and pretty much everything except the story. Like, I'm not a Final Fantasy veteran, and even I know something is wrong when Sephiroth shows up in the first minute of the game. I still recommend the game to anyone who just wants a really fun game to play without giving a shit about the story. The Henry Stickmin collection is another example of Innersloth's dedication to creating fun games that anyone can pick up and play the absolute shit out of. I remember turning on the computer in middle school and playing Henry Stickmin and being amazed by how much a game could grab me. Once you get an ending, you have to try again just to see every single possible outcome. At least that's how I am with these games. I remember when I first bought this on Steam, I could not stop playing until I 100% completed it. And if that isn't enough proof for you, I don't know what is.
The Jackbox Party Pack 7 is here. And this time, the sky's the limit. With 5 new party games guaranteed to blow you away.
Jackbox games are amazing. They're essentially a collection of mini-games that you can play with your friends, each one being incredibly unique and hilarious. Usually, party games have you competing, and you do compete in Jackbox as well, just that instead you are trying to make the most people laugh instead of crush their feelings.
Now entering the ring.
Very vulgar.
No!
Opposing them will be
Big ear What the heck?
the champion
What?
of noise complaints.
I don't even know.
Oh my
What?
What?
It's Big Ear Jones.
Yeah, it's Big Ear Jones.
I guess.
Sketchy move.
I'm so confused.
1 second, you have Donald Trump, who is dressed as Cloud Strife, fighting a bear in a go-kart, to giving a presentation about why OnlyFans is the future for the American economy. These games can really tickle your psychological funny bone and create some of the greatest experiences with your friends that you will ever have in your life. Jackbox is love, Jackbox is life, and Jackbox is straight up addictive. Now, time to assign blame, okay? I don't like Mia Khalifa when she gets dusted by Thanos. It's not very hot. Okay, I didn't like when that happened because, you know, like, fucking snap. I'm gonna try to draw a hand. This is Thanos. This is his Amelian glove. Okay, you can see the gems on it. He's got the mind gem, the soul gem. It's Thanos. Okay. Persona 5 Royal is the best game I have ever played, ever. I literally cannot recommend this game enough. You can do so much in it. You can go to the arcade, you can make coffee, you can fish, you can play video games, you can call a maid to give you a massage, and best of all, date girls. And if that isn't enough, the game has an amazing story. One of the best ever in a video game that really makes you think about humanity as a whole and whether people should be allowed to live freely. And on top of that, the combat is simplified so much that it makes turn-based battles actually fun. Even if you don't like games with stories, anime games, or turn-based RPGs, I swear that Persona 5 Royal is worth it, and makes all these elements appealing even though the game is 100 hours long. I promise the time and effort it requires is 100% rewarding and fulfilling, and makes for one of the greatest video game experiences of all time. Play Persona 5.
I believe we can fly up in the sky. One day we may just be able to touch down on the star. Off the road we have to go. The rolling plans we shall proceed until the end of the road. There's no turning back for us, 'cause we will never give up.
Alright, that's my list. There it is right there. That's all the games that I wanted to talk about that I played in 2020. I just want to thank everyone for helping me grow over this year, and making this style of content is really the kind of content that I want to make. So I'm glad everyone supported me in this, and even if I haven't grown a tremendous amount, I'm still growing, and there's always room for improvement. We've still grown a lot, so I'm proud of everything that we've accomplished this year, as a team, just seeing everyone watch these videos and enjoy them, it just really makes my day. I wanted to mention my friends have a channel called Thermic, which you can go check out. It's gonna be up on screen and in the description. Go check them out. They play Minecraft survival games on this server, I think. I don't know. They do lots of Minecraft stuff. So go subscribe to them if that interests you at all. You know, they're really putting a lot of work into it, and I appreciate that. They're really cool. So yeah, that's it for the video. See you next time, Trailblazers.
And it's not given to us. It's earned. And I believe.
Kidding. Number one is Among Us. Yeah, baby. Woo! Among Us, Among Us, Among Us, Among Us. Woo!